The internet is torn.
There has to be a line drawn.
I personally didn't see anything wrong with it.
What would you do if a school teacher let your child get the rat tail comb and take out their braids at school?
It gets taken out of context.
This teacher in the DMV that says his students are his besties has millions of people talking.
They see me as a big brother or a father figure, as some of them say.
Parents in PG County are stepping into the shade room.
This is not the appropriate place or time.
Mixed reaction on what's appropriate and what's not in the classroom. And is this grounds for termination? The shade room just got an exclusive update from the school district who's clearing some things up about this teacher and his work status.
Some adults genuinely have a good heart.
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. On TikTok, Marquise says that he started out as a substitute teacher at the Maya Angelou French Immersion School in Hillcrest, Maryland. 4 years later, he was promoted to a full-time science teacher. Not only was it a dream job, but his students really love him too. So much so, they call each other besties. And on TikTok, you can also see the affinity that they have for one another. His students are drawn to his classroom animals. He skates through the hallways, does the TikTok trends with them. But one video in particular with about 4 or 5 of his female students brought everything to a halt and now has Mr. White defending what he does in his classroom. On May 3rd, 10 minutes before the bell rang for Friday dismissal.
Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video and I was one of the ones being interviewed. So I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out.
Teacher Marquise says that he saw his video getting negative comments on live stream. So he made a TikTok to debunk the hate.
So naturally I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out and they all agreed. My next point I'd like to make is if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate. Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. They see me as a big brother or a father figure, as some of them say. And me, I don't want kids of my own, so all of these kids are literally my children.
6.4 million people watched and thousands chimed in. One person saying, quote, absolutely not. I'd be pissed if my daughters were doing this and I saw or heard about it. People can do whatever they want with their kids, but this wouldn't be allowed. Another person wrote, quote, at some point, we need to establish clear boundaries between adults and children. You are not their big brother. This is why kids don't respect authority anymore. They think adults are their peers. But also he got some support. Another saying, quote, we have to remember that before anything else, we are a community and this is building trust and community with your students. And someone else saying, now some of your students may want to go into cosmetology, end quote. Mr. White, in fact, pointing that out in a series of posts that followed, this student even giving him a clear coat of nail polish one day. She wants to do hair and nails when she gets older.
My students and I work hard and we play harder. I'm fortunate enough to have students that feel safe and comfortable around me, safe to come to me with their problems, their frustrations. They come to me seeking guidance and wisdom, or come to me simply to chill and hang out because they know that they have a safe space to be themselves around me.
Miko McMath has a 9th grader in PG County schools.
I send my child to school to learn. And frankly, it's not to learn to braid hair or to take out hair. There has to be a line drawn, and that drawn line was broken.
She says that she doesn't think it's grounds for termination, but she would have to have a talk with her daughter and the school.
And my conversation with the teacher and or school would have been, why are we doing this now? And where was the discretion at the time that this came about?
Maisha Hagler had a different view. She had 3 children in PG County schools, one of them currently in middle school right now.
I think a lot of it was taken way out of proportion. Like, it became sexualized when it didn't need to be. I've seen stories of female teachers doing female students' hairs, and that, could be a reason that the kids couldn't get their hair done at home because, they just don't have that support. You have PE teachers putting a little girl's hair in a ponytail, because their hair might have been in her face. If we're going to double down on this, take a look at everything.
Dominic Dillard agreed. She has a 9 and a 12-year-old in PG County schools. She was driving at the time of our interview, but says that Mr. White did nothing wrong.
But it was like multiple kids doing it. So you could tell, and it was like a quick thing. He was saying like it was the end of the day. He needed to get his hair taken out real fast. So, all the kids gathered together and helped him take out his hair. I didn't find anything wrong with it at all.
A tearful Mr. White turning to TikTok again over the weekend, reading messages of support from his students, past and present.
What's up, Mr. White? I know that your situation may not be looking the best, but just know that you'll get through it, and we all know your real intentions. Remember, at the end of the day, some people won't understand that some adults genuinely have a good heart.
From what I understand, he's an awesome teacher. It seems like he has great relationships with the students and the teachers. So it's quite unfortunate that it had to come to that ending.
There have been several reports suggesting that Marquise White was fired, but that's not the case. The Shade Room reached right out to PG County Schools, and the Director of Communications, Megan Thornton, wrote us saying, quote, that the staff member in question has been reassigned out of the classroom pending the outcome of an investigation. We also checked the Employee Code of Conduct Handbook, and nowhere does it say that students are not allowed to touch teacher's hair, but it does generally say that, quote, respect students' personal boundaries by maintaining proper space and demonstrate appropriate behaviors that create a safe environment for students to grow and learn. Mr. White argues that his classroom is a safe space for all of his students. We have been communicating with him on and off to see what his status is with the school district. He did post on his Instagram story, quote, that I appreciate all of the continued support. All this is a lot, but I am okay. You can't keep a good man down forever. I'll be off mute soon enough. Of course, the Shade Room will be keeping up with this one. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter. Hello roommates, and thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Do you want more TSR Investigates? Be sure to subscribe and check us out at theshaderoom.com.